This is a live look at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. On a beautiful, cold, clear October evening, the Washington Redskins and New York Giants will finish the first half of the season on a Monday night game that no one ever really watched because in Queens, a few miles away, was Game 7 of the World Series. But we'll pretend that never happened, and this one's a big one because Washington comes into this 6-0-1. Phil Simms and the Giants are 5-2. Washington will be in first place regardless of what happens today, but the Giants are looking for some momentum. And Uncle Ron learns to talk as we play football. It's Week 8. It's 1986. Let's play some football. As Retro Sports Network presents Pro Football Replay 1986. This afternoon from Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey, it is the second place New York Giants and the first place Washington Redskins. And we are brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best podcast for your sports simulations and replay needs. We'll be taping another one of them this weekend, but you can listen to us talk with Bruce Kish at DigitalDice.com. Find us on Spreaker, iTunes, and wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And good afternoon and welcome to a special Friday edition of Pro Football Replay 86. Our World Series continues, by the way. Tomorrow at noon, Game 5, the Washington Nationals will have a chance to wrap it up over the Houston Astros in 5 games. They lead 3-1. You can watch that live tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. But now the focus is on football, and this should be an interesting game. The Giants really are Joe Morris's team. You get on offense. Defense, you get the great matchup. The quarterbacks aren't great, but the defenders are. Lawrence Taylor for the Giants and Dexter Menley for the Redskins. And right now, the Redskins are 6-0-1. They have a commanding lead in the NFC East and would get the home game in the playoffs. The Giants would be relegated to a wild card game, and they would have the unfortunate fortune, I know that's not a word, of playing the Chicago Bears if the season ended today. But we still got 8+ weeks to go, and so let's get to it. The Giants have won the toss. They will be in their dark blue, and they will receive. Phil McConkey goes back to deep to catch it. Collins and Miller, the upmen. Tribe fan, how are you, my friend? Good to have you along. Appa Chatter. Yep, Tribe Fan's doing some Rocky stuff now on his channel, Colorado Rockies. Stratomatic, what year? Refresh my memory. What year are you doing? Anyway, so if you're not on Tribe Fan's 879's channel, you should be, to catch that. So here comes the kick. 53 degrees. The Giants will have the wind behind them in the first and the fourth quarters. Redskins will have it in the second and the third. McConkey's ready, 3 yards deep, and this game is underway to the 10, 20, good return, and Max Zendejas with the kick, and McConkey brings it out to the 22, a gain of 25, 1st and 10 from there. 2018 Sadvi, okay? Yes, Turbocharged Sports, your Redskins are looking a lot better in this replay than they are in real life this year. Phil Simms is the quarterback. Mr. Pixie Cut, 54% completion percentage. Still throws more interceptions than touchdowns, however. Mo Carthon is the fullback, 42 carries, 125 yards. And Joe Morris, 169 carries for 661 yards. And go Nats indeed. Your flanker is Lionel Manuel. Stacy Robinson is the split end. And Mark Bavaro, the premium receiver, is your tight end. 1st and 10 for the Giants on their own 22. Trap right to Joe Morris. Handoff from Simms, 25-30. Won't be a first down, but Darryl Green makes the tackle at the 31 for a gain of 9. The Giant line's a good one. Brad Benson, the left tackle. Chris Godfrey, the left guard. Bart Oates is your center. And someone just played wax against me in Words with Friends. Billy Yard, your right guard. And Carl Spider Nelson is the right tackle. Carthon on a dive play from the 31. Flag is down. First down to Moore. He sprints across the 40 to the 42. And so is it a first down? Yes, it is.
Defense, number 72.
Dexter Manley jumped offside. It won't matter. 1st and 10 from the Giants on their own 42. Bobby Catalano, how are you, my dear? Good afternoon to you, too. Let's meet the Redskin defense. They play a 4-3. Charles Mann is the left end. Big Dave Butts, the left tackle. That's 5 sacks. Darrell Grant, the right tackle. And Dexter Manley, 7 sacks in the first half of the season already, is your right end. Calvin Davis is your right outside linebacker. Neil Oklowitz fills up the middle. And Rich Malott the left. Darrell Green is the primary cornerback. He has 36 tackles and 2 interceptions. Vernon Dean is the other one. Ken Coffey is your strong safety. And Curtis Jordan is your free safety. Out comes Manuel. In comes Johnson. Bobby Johnson. Medium slant. Sims to throw. Has Johnson open at the 40. And he's hit at the 36 by Coffey. A gain of 22. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Clock running. Under 14 to go. Opening minute or so here from Giant Stadium. Morris will try an off tackle to the right from the 36, and he is hit by Charles Mann right at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from there. Yeah, I am well. Thanks for asking. So 2nd and 10. The Giants are 5-2. They were 12-4 in the real season, so they're really not too far off their pace. The Redskins are overachieving slightly. Morris on a sweep right from the 36. He gets across to the 30. And Daniels is hurt for Washington, the right outside linebacker. His groin got yanked. And Monty Coleman will come in. Chris Godfrey rips open the second big hole of the game, 3rd and 3, and the clock is stopped with 12:27. Sims. Short cross to Bavaro on 3rd down. He rolls right. He looks across the middle, and that's incomplete. He wanted Carthon, nothing doing. And do we go for it from here? 4th and 3. It would be a 65% field goal chance. A good one from here. From 46, and Raul Alegre will take his chances. Rutledge to hold, Oates to snap. Alegre is good. It was long enough, and it's dead center. The Giants are on the board. 7 plays, 49 yards, and 3 points. 12:17 to go, first quarter. Giants 3, Redskins nothing. I would say that I would definitely take the over, but we're kind of in a biased area because, there were the Expos, and no one really hated the Expos. They might have been Red Sox, Yankees, or even Mets fans around Vermont and upstate New York, but no one really disliked the Expos. Jenkins, by the way, is your deep man for Washington. Verdon and Griffin are your upmen on the 15. Alegre will send the 7 yards deep, and Jay Schrader and company will come in 1st and 10 from their own 20. This is the first team I've ever seen in Action PC football whose default lineup is a 2 tight end set. Jay Schrader, your quarterback, he's not good. 48% of his passes have been complete. Kelvin Bryant gets the start, 64 carries, 244 yards. Gary Clark is one wide receiver. Don Warren is one tight end. Your other tight end is Clint Didier. And Ricky Sanders. He'll come out. Art Monk will get the start. Bryant, off tackle left from Schrader from the 20, gets across to a first down and more, across the 30 to the 35 before Elvis Patterson makes the stop. 1st and 10 after a gain of 15. That's exactly what Washington needs to do, run and run it well. The rest of that line, Joe Jacoby is your left tackle. Russ Grimm is your left guard. Your center is Jeff Bostic. Raleigh McKenzie is your right guard. And Mark May, Lou Holtz's best buddy, is your right tackle. George Rogers comes in. He'll go off tackle right here on 1st and 10 from the 35, and he is stood up by Banks for nothing doing. They keyed him, and they blitz 3, so Carl Banks with the tackle. Here's the Giant defense. They play a 3-4. Leonard Marshall is the left end. 2 sacks on the year. Jim Burt is the tackle. And George Martin the right end. Lawrence Taylor, your left outside linebacker. 7 sacks, 25 tackles. Harry Carson is your left inside linebacker. Gary Reasons is your right inside linebacker. 37 tackles. Carl Banks, who made that stop, has 46 tackles on the year. Elvis Patterson is one corner. And your other one is Perry Williams. Terry Kennard is one safety. And Kenny Hill with 2 interceptions is on Art Monk. 2nd and 10. Sweep left for Rogers from the 35. Gets to the sideline, and Marshall chases him out at the 31 for a loss of 4. It'll be 3rd and 14. Appichander saw Raleigh McKenzie in college, I believe, with his brother Reggie. That would make sense. And now they go 3 wide. Bryant, the lone setback. Monk, Clark, and Sanders. Gary Clark, medium slant. Schrader to throw it. Flag is down. He waits. He's got Sanders. Incomplete. What's the flag?
Pass interference. Defense.
Oh, Elvis Patterson made contact early. 18 yards and a first down. 1st and 10 for the Redskins on the 49 of Washington. We now run into a regular conventional set. Rogers and Griffin in the backfield. Monk and Clark the wide receivers. Didier the lone tight end. Griffin will try a sweep to the right, to the near side. Gets across the 50 into Giant territory. Banks with a tackle at the 48. 2nd and 7. That's Keith Griffin. So Schrader down a more conventional NFL offense. George Rogers on a trap to the left from the 48, and he is pushed down by Elvis Patterson after a gain of 2. 3rd and 5 for Washington. Under 10 to go. First quarter. They now go 3 wide. Bryant back in the backfield. Out of the gun. Schrader to Bryant. And that's a busted play. Schrader's just kind of looking around, and that is deflected and intercepted by Collins. And Collins is knocked out at the Washington 39. Mark Collins, his 2nd interception, and doing his best Patrick Ewing impression, blocked the pass and then came down with it. And the Giants are sitting pretty on the Washington 39. Good deflection. 1st and 10. Sims. Bavaro Medium slant. Sims to throw. Has time. He waits. Bavaro. No, that was dumped down to Mo Carthon and nothing doing. So 2nd and 10 for New York from the DC 39. Clock stop 9:04. Opening quarter. Morris will be a false start.
False start. Offense. Number 60.
It's Brad
5-yard
Benson.
penalty. Repeat.
He
Second
moved
down.
early, and Bill Parcells just doesn't like that. Unlike Joe Gibbs, there will be no gosh darns and good gracious sakes alive there. Morris on the draw from the DC 44, and he gets it to the 40 before Jordan can make the tackle, a gain of 10. Curtis Jordan. 3rd down and long from the 39 of Washington. Turbo Charge Sports says the Giant linebacker core may be the best four-man group of all time. Even better than the mid-'80s Bears? Johnson on a short slant, 3rd and 10. Sims rolls around. He's got Johnson. Johnson cuts up for a first down. Gain of 12. And the Giants will have it at the Washington 27. So the Giants moving the football quite well. Carthon. Off tackle right. 1st and 10. Gets to the 25-20. Coffey brings him down after a gain of 9, and the Redskins just aren't blocking very well. Carl Nelson is responsible for that hole, and that was just walked right through by Carthon. Morris, trap right on 2nd and 1, gets the first down. Jordan brings him down inside the 15 at the 14, and it's 1st and 10 from there. Bavaro. Medium cross. Sims wants the touchdown. He has time. He's got Bavaro for 6. Darrell Green hit him as he caught it at the 2, and Bavaro just spun right around it and fell in the end zone. He literally took a nesty plunge at 6 feet and got himself the 6 points. So here it is again. Green was aggressive. He wanted the interception, and that was a no-can-do. So Allegre with the extra point, 6:11 to go in the first quarter, 10-0 Giants. Should have tipped it to McConkey. That's only if they play Denver in the Super Bowl. And when we start next week, I know Houston and Miami is your Tuesday game. The other game will either be Minnesota-Washington or New York-Dallas. And that depends on who wins this game. And right now, it's New York-Dallas. So Jenkins back to return. Verdon and Griffin. And this time from 2 yards deep, the Redskins will take it out. 10, 20, good return. 29-yard line. Jenkins found the wedge and scored for 31 yards. 6:01 to go, first quarter. 10-0 Giants. So again, they do the double tight end set. Rogers off tackle right from the 29. He gets it to the 30. Williams brings him down to the 32, a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. So baseball tomorrow and Sunday. Game 5 of the World Series pre-play will be at noon tomorrow. Washington wins. They win the World Series. And then Sunday, that 60s tournament from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, the 68 Tigers and 69 Orioles. And Manic Monday will be either another Mark Fidrich start, because the bird is always the word, or a World Series game, which I will never watch, from 1986. Game 3 is what he's got next. He did Game 2 in... I know Game 1 was in Strat. Best three-man group. Okay, I would agree with that. So watch for that on Baseball Demos channel. 2nd and 7, Orr and Jones, the tight ends. Gary Clark, medium cross, 2nd and 7. Schrader has time, and he tried to dump it down to Rogers, and instead Carl Banks almost intercepted it. Game 2, APA, bad day for the VC for Clemens. Like I said this in one of the Ask Uncle Rons. The Red Sox had basically no right to even make that series a contest. I think if you played that series 10 times, the Mets would win it 10 times. 3rd and 7, they'll stay in this formation. Short cross to Art Monk. Schrader back to throw. There's a flag down. Monk has it. It's a gain of 8. It's first down if there's no...
Holding. Offense. Number 53.
But Bostic held,
penalty.
and so that play just didn't happen. So 3rd and 17. And now it's three wide receivers. Sanders. Medium slant. Schrader to throw. He waits. He throws. Sanders has it. First down over the 40. And Patterson makes the tackle at the 42. How you doing, Captain Carl? Good afternoon to you. And it'll be Status Pro will be the Game 3 engine. And, of course, Games 3, 4, and 5 will be at Fenway Park. And have the DH. Rogers and Griffin as they go to a standard 2-set. Ojeda. It's always weird to look and see Bobby Ojeda pitching against the Red Sox. Rogers will sweep it to the left from the 42. Gets a block. 45. He tries to cut to the far side. Bostic hurt his knee and Patterson hurt. And so Bostic says, I'm fine. Patterson says, I'm doubtful. So 2nd and 4 from the Washington 48. And, of course, in demo series, the Mets won the first 2 games at home. So we go to Fenway, 2-0 New York. And as I said, as this game was being played, so was Game 7 in Queens. And it never happened. No, the Mets would win. So 2nd down. Rogers, short pass in the flat near side. Schrader dumps it off. Rogers has it. First down, 45, inside the 40. And Gary Reasons with the tackle at the 39, 1st and 10. Oh, for sure the Mets were a better team. They had McDowell and Aguilera and Orozco out of that pen, and they could go multiple innings. Sweep right for George Rogers to the near side from the 39, and he is stood up by Banks after a 1-yard gain. So the Redskins looking for, and I can't run any more screens. So the Redskins looking to get on the board. Art Monk, medium cross. Schrader back to throw it. Has time. He's got Monk. Nope, he doesn't have Monk. Kennard with tight coverage.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 43.
In fact, it was so
automatic
tight the
first down.
chaperones had to separate the 9th graders. And that just gets you a slap on the wrist in high school, but in the NFL, that's a first down and 16 yards. 1st and 10 for the Redskins from the Giant 22. Game 4 is History Maker, okay? I wasn't sure which one I knew you were going to use it. Darling versus Nipper. Oh, my God. I thought, Hurst pitched the 3rd game because of the rain delay, which is why Game 7 was on a Monday night. Griffin, trap left from the 22-yard line. He gets it to the 20. Gary Reasons with the tackle. Gain of 2. So, see, even in this, where we're primarily paying attention to football from 1986, World Series talk is overtaking it. Overshadowing is the word I'm looking for. So 2nd and 8 from the Giant 20. Calvin Bryant is in the backfield now with George Rogers. Bryant off tackle right. Giants didn't like what they saw and they called timeout. 2:02 to go first quarter. 2nd and 8. Giants 10. Redskins nothing. Off tackle right to Bryant, and he is hit at the 20 at the line of scrimmage by Dorsey. First tackle for Eric Dorsey. And now I really can't run the off tackle stuff. 3rd down. Bryant stays in the game as the setback. He will block Schrader out of the gun. Monk, medium cross from the 20. Schrader has time. He throws. Monk's got it. Touchdown. He caught it at the 2, had daylight, and the Redskins are on the board. First catch for Monk, 20 yards and a score. So 10 plays, 71 yards in just under 5 minutes, and the Redskins find the scoreboard on the 20-yard pass from Schrader to Monk. And the extra point from Zendejas is straight true and good. So, 1:11 to go in the first quarter. The Giants 10, the Redskins 7. I don't know why my nose always itches doing these streams. Phil McConkey back deep. He's on his 8. Collins and Miller are on the 15. And Zendejas will boot this to McConkey on the goal line. 10, 20, and Wilburn makes a tackle at the 22. So 1:04 to go in the opening quarter. Giants had the football and a 3-point lead. Carthon off tackle right from the 22, and he is stood up by Daniels at the 24. Gain of 2, and we're going to have to run another play. As you should. Why do I get nervous every time I see Schrader back to pass? Because you should. You know, the Redskins won those 3 Super Bowls in a decade. 2 of them were strike years, and they were with 3 different quarterbacks. The first one was with Theismann, and they got beat by the Raiders the next year down in Tampa. They won with Doug Williams against the Broncos. That was after the 87 year, another strike year. And then, of course, Mark Rippon in 91 when they beat the Bills up in Minneapolis. 2nd and 8. Morris on a sweep to the near side from the 24. He gets it over the 25. Olkowitz with the tackle at the 26. And that will be the last play of the first quarter. 3rd and 6 coming up from the Giants on their own 26. 15 minutes in the books. It's the Giants 10, the Redskins 7. This is Pro Football Replay 86, brought to you by DigitalDice.com. Well, you get more nervous when Washington can pretty much do anything these days. Here's the stats. I'll read the scoring summary and then take a drink. Allegre, 46 yards, made it 3-0 for the Giants. Then Sims found Bavaro from 14 with 6:11 to go to make it 10-0. Then Schrader found Monk with 1:11 to go from the 20 to make it 10-7, and that's where we are. So the Giants will start the second quarter. They go 3 wide. Lionel Manuel splits up to the top, and Robinson and Johnson are on the near side. Galbraith, the lone setback, and Sims will try a flat pass to him on the near side, and that will be deflected by Walton. Incomplete. So a good play by the Redskin defense. Alvin Walton, the free safety, and the Giants will be forced to punt. First time Sean Landetta has seen the field. Jenkins is back. Now the Giants are punting into the wind. Jenkins from his 35 to the 45-yard line, or 43 when Hill will make the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Skins on their own 43. Trap right to Rogers from the 43, and Eric Dorsey sniffs that one out for a 2-yard loss. So 2nd and 12 for Washington. They're going to try to throw. Short out to Gary Clark. Flag is down to the far sidelines. Williams deflected it, and the flag is
Holding. Offense. Number 73.
And that's on Mark May.
Penalty.
Lou Holtz makes a phone call and says, don't do that again. Thuffer and Thuckatath. And it'll be 2nd down and 22. Rogers on the draw from the 31, 35-40. It was a good play. Lasker makes the tackle after a gain of 11. Jeff Bostic, the center, is the one that made the big block, and that's the first tackle for Lasker. Redskins are 2 for 4 today on third down. 3 wide. Ricky Sanders. Medium cross. Schrader back to throw. Has time. He tries to dump it down to Bryant, and that is no good. And so 3 and out for the Redskins. And the Giants will get it back, but the Redskins are going to pin New York deep. Washington going left to right. White jerseys, burgundy numbers, yellow trim and helmet. With burgundy helmet, yellow face mask. Steve Cox will boom it deep. McConkey from the 10. 15-20. Well, not quite to the 20. Got it at the 9, brought it out to the 18. 13:07 left to go. First half. New York 10, Washington 7. And the Giants were loaded coaching-wise. Bill Belichick, the defensive coordinator, and Romeo Cornell was a special teams coach. Sims to throw it on first down for Robinson, but there's a flag down. Somebody jumped.
False start. Offense, number 60.
And that was Benson again.
Penalty. Repeat, first down.
And so Parcells has a few kind words to say, which Mr. Benson does not want to hear. Morris on the draw from the 13, 15, 20. Coleman with a tackle at the 21, gain of 8, so it'll be 2nd and 7. The Giants and 49ers coaching trees from the 80s are legendary. You know about George Seifert because he won 2 Super Bowls, I believe, for San Francisco. But Mike Holmgren is from the 49ers. Mariucci came from the 49ers. Just all sorts of good talent. 2nd and 7. Johnson on a medium slant. Sims back to throw. He waits. Johnson over the middle. Has it first down. And he caught it at the 35 and was brought down by Coffey at the 39. So Johnson, 3 catches for 52 yards. 1st and 10. Under 12 to go. Morris trap right from the 39. He's hit at the 40 by Daniels and stood right up there. So 2nd and 9 for New York. Carthon, little dumper in the flat near side, has got it. 40-45. Green makes the tackle, and they are just short. They needed 9.5 and got 9.25. And so it'll be 3rd and inches for the Giants from their own 49. Clock running. It'll be about 10:15 to go in the half when we snap it. 2 tight ends set. Galbraith back there with Morris. Tony Galbraith on the fullback dive, and Washington calls timeout with 10:38 to go. We'll do this again. Galbraith on the dive from the 49, first down, into Washington territory. Burks makes the tackle at their own 45, and the Giants have it 1st and 10. They wanted Morris to get it. Mark Bavaro opened up the seam, and Galbraith did his job. Mo Carthon back in the game was watching, or New York goes back out into a 2 running back, 2 wide receiver set. Robinson. Medium cross on 1st and 10. Redskins blitz. Sims throws. Robinson has it at the 30. And Vernon Dean makes a tackle at the 25. 1st and 10. So Sims 6 of 9 for 95 yards. Morris on a sweep to the near side from the 25. He tries to cut to the near sideline. He will get a gain of 3. And we'll go under 9 minutes here in the first half. 10-7 New York, 2nd and 7. Morris, 9 carries, 39 yards. Otis Anderson in for a play. He'll run it off tackle right from the 22, and he'll be tackled by Darrell Green at the 20. 3rd and 4. And they're already in field goal range for Allegre if they can't move it any further. Bavaro on a medium cross. Sims waits. Bavaro's open at the 8. He runs down to the 5. It's a gain of 13, and it's 1st and goal for the Giants from the 6. So a good spot in the Redskins' favor, but Bavaro, 2 catches, 27 and a score. Moe and Carthon, the setbacks as the Giants go to a 2 tight end set. Harry Carson is the other tight end. Moe, trap left from the 6-yard line, and that is hit immediately for a loss of 1 by Neil Olkowitz. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 7. Clock running, and will be about 6:15 to go in the first half when this play is done. Joe Morris on a dive from the 7. He gets to the 5. Olkowitz makes a tackle at the 4. And so it'll be 3rd and goal from there. 11 plays, 83 yards. The Giants have taken 6:50 off the clock. Robinson on a short cross. Sims will roll. He now checks it down to a running back. It's Morris, touchdown. Morris from the 2. And Morris found the end zone. 16-7 now. Following a 12-play, 87, 7 yards, 7.5-minute drive. Here it is again. He looked to the second read. Morris had it at the 7, and there wasn't anyone around him. Allegre for the extra point, and it's good. So 5:37 to go in the first half. 17-7 New York. So Jenkins back deep. Verdon and Griffin are on the 15 or so. Allegre to the 5. 20. Good return. 30. Flynn will bring Jenkins down there and a gain of 24. So Ken Jenkins with a good return. Allegre with a kick. Yes, Morris runs like a cat. And Emily just turns her back on that bad pun. But he can be rather finicky, yes. Rogers a sweep left, 2 tight end set from the 30. Gets to the near side and is hit by Reasons right at the line of scrimmage. The Redskins, who are a run-first team, have tried it 13 times and gotten all of 37 yards out of the deal. So the Giants are saying to Jay Schrader, go ahead, beat us. Art Monk on a jet sweep around the corner, and he is brought down by Collins after a gain of 2. 3rd and 8. 5:11 to go. Clint Didier. Short cross, 3 wide receiver set. Giants blitz. Schrader does it down to a running back. That is Bryant, but he can only get 5 as Herb Welch, reporter extraordinaire for WNYX out of New York since World War II, makes the tackle. And so it'll be 4th and 3, and the Giants force another 3 and out. Steve Cox will punt to Phil McConkey, who's going to let this one roll at the 15 or the 12. So it's 51-yard punt, no return. 3:45 first half. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Giants 17, Washington 7. Ow. I ground my hand into the sheet. That didn't feel very good, boys and girls. So McConkey, 2 returns for 9 yards. Didn't take one there. Morris, 10 carries, 42 yards here. Anderson again in the backfield. He'll go off tackle right from the 12. And Daniels will make the tackle at the 13. Just a basic run defense. 2nd and 9. Giants have run the ball well. 17 carries, 73 yards. And Phil Simms in his limited offensive range, well, it's worked. He's 8 of 11 for 112 and 2 scores. Morris will try the off-tackle right route from the 13, and Malott will stand him up right there. And Bavaro is going to the sidelines. He hurt his knee. So 3:03 to go. It'll be Malott, the tight end. And the Giants have lost their best pass receiver. We go 3 wide. Malott, the tight end. Manuel, Robinson, and Johnson, the wide receivers. Zeke Malott, medium slant. Simms to throw. He rolls around. He throws it down to Galbraith, and that will be incomplete. So that is also 3 and out for the Giants. And Dave Jennings will come on to punt. 2:55. Clock stopped. I'm sorry, it's Sean Landetta. Jennings is with the Giants, or the Jets. Landetta will punt this deep to Jenkins, who is standing in great field position. In fact, he'll catch it in Giant territory. A return of 3, and actually they'll spot it at midfield. So 2:49 to go for the Redskins. They trail 17-7, but have the ball right on the heart of the state of New Jersey. Monk, medium slant. Schrader waits. Schrader throws. Monk's got it. 35. Fumbled by Hill, and Hill's going to run it all the way back for a touchdown. Gary Reasons recovered the fumble and returns it all the way back for 6. Boy, let's watch that again. Gary Reasons with a big hit at the 35, and so it's a 65-yard return. And here comes the extra point. Allegre, it's good, and it's 24-7. That might have been a dagger. So Gary Reasons, he'll force the fumble right in the waiting arms of Gary Reasons. And Reasons had so much green in front of him, he thought he was at Shea Stadium in a Mets uniform. So that good field position is gone. 20, 30 on the kick, and Bavaro's back. So Jenkins brings it to the 30. And Joe Gibbs really doesn't know what to do. Skins had a lot of trouble with New York, that's for sure. And if they can't run, they need Schrader to beat you. And I'm not sure that Jay Schrader can do that. Monk on a medium slant, 3 wide. Schrader waits. He throws right to Monk again, and that's incomplete. 2:21 to go. Bryant on the draw from Schrader in the 30, and Bryant gets it to the 35. Martin is hurt for the Giants. His return is doubtful, and the clock is stopped with 2:13 to go. No sneeze button up here, excuse me. 3rd and 5 for Washington. 2:13 to go, first half. Gary Clark, medium cross from Schrader. Schrader has time. He's got Clark. First down. Williams with a tackle after a gain of 18. And at the 2-minute warning, the Redskins will have it 1st and 10 from the Giant 47. They can stop it twice. They need something. A field goal will work. And remember, the wind is behind them in Zendejas as they're driving here in the second quarter. Bryant on a screen to the far side. Schrader will hit him at midfield, and Welch will bring him down at the 44, gain of 3. So they line right up for a hurry up. Medium cross to Clark. Giants will blitz. They'll stick with the play. Schrader looks around, throws, caught, first down, 35-20. No, I'm sorry, take that back, 24-yard line. The Redskins stay in a hurry up. 91 seconds left, 1st and 10 from the Giant 24. Medium out. I'm going to try it to Bryant. Schrader waits. Bryant tries to get open. He does. He gets down the sideline. Welch will knock him out at the 11. And with 1:04 remaining, it's 1st and 10 from the Giant 11. This time they look at Didier. Short cross. Schrader back to throw. Didier runs the route. Flag is down. It was not complete.
Holding. Offense. Number 68.
And Russ Grimm holds, and so it'll be 1st down and 20 from the 21. With 2 timeouts, the Redskins will try a dive here. That's audible to a screen as Bryant goes to the far side, and he wasn't caught. Welch was all over him, and there'll now be 2nd and 20. 44 seconds to go. Dive to Bryant, trying to get this closer. Bryant across the 20. Flag is down, hit by Hedden at the 15.
Holding. Offense. Number 83.
This time it's on Ricky
penalty.
Sanders. And that backs up the Redskins to their Giant 31, all the way out of field goal range. This has been a self-destructive drive for the Redskins. Griffin in the backfield. Griffin will try the dive from the 31, and he's hit at the 29 by Carl Banks. So 30 seconds left. And the Redskins will call time on 3rd and 28. Didier. Medium slant. Schrader to throw. Didier runs his route. Lawrence Taylor sacks him for a loss of 8. And on 4th and 36, the Redskins just say, we'll go to the locker room. And that's just what they'll do. They couldn't get out of it. They'll get the football to start the second half. First half was all New York, 24-7. So the Giants, 2 scores, the Sims to Morris after an 87-yard drive that took half the quarter, and then Gary Reasons with a fumble recovery for 68 yards. So right now, it's all Giants. And I'm going to take a drink. So for an undefeated team, Washington has looked awful weak. And Sims is just having one of those games where he's managing the ball very well. The Redskins, however, can't run it. And I think that's the big difference. Jenkins to return it. Stands on as 8. Again, Washington has the win from 5 to 15 at their backs as they move left to right. 53 degrees. Giants fans are in 7 heaven. And Allegre boots it to Jenkins on the goal line. 10, 17-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 16.
Holding.
And it's a
Receiving
penalty.
team.
Rich Malott with the boo-boo. And now the Redskins just need to settle down and run the ball well. Rogers sweep to the left from the 7. Gets to the sidelines in the 10. He gets across for a first down. Reasons hits him out after a gain of 11. Give him 18. 1st and 10 for Washington. Clock stopped. Rogers, this time off tackle right from the 18 to the 20. And Dorsey with a hit. Martin back for New York. 2nd and 8. Terry Orr on a short cross. Schrader throws, and Collins ripped it out of the hands of Orr. So Collins gets credit for a second deflection. And it'll be 3rd and 8. Yeah, it has been a self-destructive game for the Redskins. 3 wide receivers now. Sanders on the field with Didier, the tight end. Griffin, the setback. Clark, medium cross. Schrader to throw. Giants blitz. Schrader rolls. Caught by Clark. And Clark runs it to the Washington 47. Now Howard's on a cart for New York. And he's out for the game. So Welch now comes in as the corner. Perry Williams as the tackle. And the Redskins with 13:37 in the third quarter have it 1st and 10. 2 running back set, Rogers and Bryant. Kelvin Bryant off tackle left from the 47. Gets a block. Gets it into Giant territory. A gain of 8 as Perry Williams points to his shoulder as he comes out. Clock stops with 13:29 to go. 2nd and 2. Joe Jacoby did the hard work there and opened the hole. George Rogers on a dive looking for the first down. He'll get it. Hill with a tackle, gain of 3. 1st and 10. Giants were keying on Rogers on the blitz. So good opening drive for the Redskins. Monk. A long slant. Schrader's going to try to go deep. He does, and Monk is open at the 15, and he's going to score. So Schrader to Monk from 42 yards, and the Redskins have points. Again, Art Monk, Hall of Fame receiver extraordinaire, was wide open at the 17. The Giants went man-to-man, but they didn't double cover anybody, and Schrader just threaded the needle. 7 plays, 93 yards, and 217. Extra point from Allegre is good. So Perry Williams will come back in. 12:32 third quarter, 24-14 Giants. McConkey with Collins and Miller. Back deep. 6 yards deep, and they'll say we'll just take it at the 20. So we didn't go through this the last time. We will this time. Morris and Anderson, the running back for the Giants. Johnson and Robinson, the wide receivers. Bavaro, the tight end. Phil Simms, the quarterback. Benson and Nelson, the tackles. Godfrey and Ard, the guards. And Oates, the center. Morris. Off tackle left from the 20. He is hit by Olkowitz at the 23. A gain of 3. And that's how the second half starts for the Giant offense. Defensively, it's a 4-3 for the Redskins. Manley and Mann, the ends. Butts and Grant, the defensive tackles. Malott and Daniels are your outside linebackers. Olkowitz, the middle linebacker. Green and Dean, the corners. Coffee and Jordan. It should be coffee and cream, right? Or sugar. Are your safety. 2nd and 7. Anderson. Off tackle right from the 23. He gets it to the 25. Darrell Green with a tackle. It'll be 3rd and 5. So Bavaro, who was injured in the first half, is back in the game. And, of course, there was a TV show by the name of Monk. He played also was one of the funniest people on Wings, too. Tony Shalhoub. Mark Bavaro. Short cross. Simms to throw. Has time. And that is incomplete. Now, Malott slammed his wrist on the turf here, and he's hobbling off. Clock will stop anyway on the incomplete pass. And the Giants are 3 and out. They're forced to punt. Landetta into the wind. Will stand on his 10. Washington will get good field position. Fielded at the 40, 45. Jenkins, a 7-yard return. Spotted at the 44. And Malott is back for Washington. They'll come out in that 2 tight end set. Rogers the lone setback. Clark and Monk the 2 wide receivers. Didier and Warren the 2 tight ends. Schrader the quarterback. The line, Jacoby and May are your tackles. Grimm and McKenzie the guards. And Jeff Bostic is your center. George Rogers, off tackle left. Giants show blitz. Going to run the same play anyway. He gets it to the 50, and Gary Reasons makes a tackle at the Washington 49. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. 10:45 clock running, third quarter. Don Griffin now in the backfield. He'll try a sweep to the far side from the 49. Gets around the corner, gets a first down into Giant territory. Jim Burt's knee is hurt, and he needed 2 people to help carry him off. So the clock is stopped with 9:58, and that is a huge blow for the Giants. Give Gary Reasons, by the way, his 6th tackle, and Joe Jacoby the big block. First and 10 from the Giant 44. Griffin again on an off tackle left. He is stood up by Gary Reasons for a loss of 1. The Giants blitz 3, 2nd and 11. That's Keith Griffin, pardon me. Not Don. Kelvin Bryant comes in the game on 2nd and 11. And we'll try a screen to him. Far side, Schrader throws. That's almost intercepted. Collins got a hand on it, and it's incomplete. 3rd and 11 now for the Redskins. 9:10 to go in the third quarter. So Bryant remains in the game. Schrader out of the gun. Gary Clark on a medium slant. Schrader has time. He throws. Clark dropped it. Clark had it and dropped it. The Giants were playing a prevent, and the Skins' drive will be shuttered at the Giant 45. They should never run at Gary Reasons. There's a great clip from a few years later on YouTube of the Giants up in Denver. And Denver has it, I believe, on the 1 or the 2. And they try one of those goal line pushes. And on 4th down, they go for it. And I don't know who the poor running back was for Denver, but Gary Reasons just knocked his butt back in the Stone Age. Steve Cox will punt. And with the wind, it'll be a sideline punt. McConkey's just going to watch this one, and it's going to roll right in the end zone. So a touchback for the Giants here. 8:58 to go, third quarter. 24-14 New York. A classic NFC East tilt. Not over yet by any stretch, but the Redskins need to find something. Schrader, 11 for 19, 198, 2 scores and a pick. But the Giants have given Washington precious little on the ground. Mold Carthon in the backfield with Joe Morris. Off tackle right for Morris from the 20, and he is stood up by Charles Mann, for no gain. So Morris, 13 carries for 45 yards. Well, normally we do these on a Thursday Sports Sims and more, so don't worry about that. Tuesday and Thursday is our normal days for football. I haven't done a Thursday game in forever, or so it seems. But Tuesdays we do. And so we did baseball yesterday, so the Friday afternoon football. So 24-14 New York. Medium slant to Robinson. Simmons to throw. He's flushed. He'll check it down to a running back. It's Carthon who'll give him 9. And it's 3rd and 1. So the Redskins were in a zone. They were looking for Joe Morris, and they didn't get it. Carthon on the fullback dive from the 29. There's a flag down. It's a first down if it holds.
Offsides.
And it will hold because
number 71, 5-yard
actually, you know what? They're
penalty.
going to take the 5 instead of the 3. Normally, you would reject that, but you get more yards on the offside. Charles Mann was offside. 7:29 to go in the third quarter as we cross the 1 o'clock hour on a Friday afternoon. My name is Ron Shuckett. This is Retro Sports Network, Week 8, Pro Football Replay 1986. And enough time to have me tell you that tonight on Nightline after the game, Geraldo Rivera is in for Ted Koppel, and they will hold a seance to try to find out what really was in Al Capone's vault. That's after your late local news tonight on Nightline. And because it is Friday nights with Rick Dees, Rick will interview the Disco Duck. All tonight, late night on ABC. First and 10 for the Giants on their own 34. Morris. Trap right from the 34. 35 gets napped secondary and is hit by Darrell Green at the 43 for a gain of 9. 7 tackles for Green. Bard Oates, the center, with the big play. It's finally Friday. Koppel has to get his toupee repaired. He always said, if I was paying for my hair, do you really think I would get a rug that bad? He could have at least stolen Sam Donaldson's. 2nd and 1. Trap left for Morris, and he'll be hit by Dexter Manley for a loss of 1. Grant is injured. He has a stinger, and the clock will stop with 6:34 to go. 3rd and 2. Short slant to Bavaro. Sims waits. Bavaro isn't going to be there. It's to Morris instead, who got 4 before Rich strike him out. Malott, that's West, makes the tackle. And Sims is 10 for 15 for 125 yards. It's 1st and 10, Giant 46. This might be, if the Giants can get the touchdown here, the pile driver drive that knocked the Redskins from the ranks of the undefeated. Moe. Trap right from the 46. He is hit by Daniels at the 48, gain of 2. Washington was looking for Morris. Carthon, 5 carries for 23. No, it wasn't quite as rough as marvelous Marv Alberts, though, right? You know, Albert's hair was always bitingly good. Something you could scratch your back on. 2nd and 8. Medium out to Johnson. Sims waits down the near sideline. Johnson has it. 35-yard line, 34. He stepped out. Coffey gets credit for the tackle. And 1st and 10 for the Giants. Deep in Redskin territory with 5:08 to go. Lee Roussan comes in the game with Morris in the backfield. And Roussan will try an off tackle right from the 34. Good speed. He's hit at the 28. Grant can come back in for Washington now. He got 6. Steve Hamilton with a lone tuck. Carthon was the best Mo in New York until Mo Vaughn showed up. Yes. 2nd and 4 from the Redskin 28. Morris will sweep this one to the near sideline. Gets a block, gets a first down. Vernon Dean makes the hit at the 23. 2nd tackle for Dean, and will go under 4 minutes. 10 plays, 57 yards. Bavaro. Medium cross. Sims to throw. Bavaro runs his route over the middle. First down 10. 5 touchdown. Bavaro, you knew that was coming. Bavaro got the ball and made the beeline for the end zone, and it's 30-14. Here it is again. Boom, right in between the hash marks, and Bavaro had daylight. So 11 plays, 80 yards, and 5:21 off the clock. Allegre's extra point is good. So 3:37 to go, third quarter. Giants 31, Redskins 14. Mo Rivera was the best Mo of them all. I would agree with that. So Jenkins back deep again. Verdon and Griffin the upmen. Allegre to the 2, 20, 30. Good return for Jenkins. Gary Reasons with a stop at the 33,
Holding,
and it's all coming back.
team.
So instead of it being at the 31-yard line, the Redskins will start from their own 9. 7 penalties, 62 yards. Again, as we were talking about earlier, a self-destructive game for the Washington Redskins. Kelvin Bryant, the lone setback. How you doing, Eric? Good to have you along. You know, I had thought of that from the first time I said that name today, and I held off. It is something that you would take for an allergy. Kelvin Bryant will try a pitch left from the 9-yard line. Does he find a seam? He does. Across the 10, Gary Reasons again with a tackle, this time at the 17. Bryant, 5 carries for 36, and Reasons has 9 tackles. This time, trap left for Bryant. From the 17, first down across the 20. Lawrence Taylor will bring him down to the 22 for a gain of 5. And as Dave Little will tell you, Russ Grimm, by the way, with the big hole, he was robbed of a Heisman Trophy he was never going to win. Thank you, Doug Flutie. First and 10 from the Washington 22. Allegre, 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 Allegre. Let's call the whole thing off. Gary Clark on a medium cross, first and 10. Schrader has time. He's got Clark at the 40. This time it's not fumbled. Cody WW loves witch hockey. Okay. Thanks, Cody. A gain of 24. First and 10 from the Washington 46. 31-14. Not over, but awful close. George Rogers comes back in. And Rogers will try a sweep to the near side from the 46. Over midfield, a good run. He got 8. Kennard with the tackle. Second and 2. Rogers now has 46 yards on 14 carries. Second down. Monk. Long slant. Uh-oh, this is going to get picked or a sack. Schrader looking, dumps it down. Intercepted by Williams. He tried for Didier and threw it to a blue jersey instead of a white one. Harry Williams with a second pick of the year. Here it is again. Schrader just throwing it where he shouldn't. And so with 23 seconds left, the Giants just want to eat some clock. It's Pac-Man time for Lee Rousson. Off tackle left from Sims. Across the 40, Jordan with a tackle at the 44. And we have played 3 quarters. At the Middlelands, the score. The Giants 31, the Redskins 14. Jay Schrader hit Art Monk to make it 24-14. And then Phil Sims hit Bavaro on that smart play after a long drive to make it 31-14. We'll be back in a moment. This is Pro Football 86, presented by DigitalDice.com. Yeah, turbocharged, the nightmares really do write themselves, don't they? You look at Schrader's numbers, his quarterback rating is 86. Excuse me as I burped. That's not a terrible game. But Sims is the master of efficiency. Phil Sims is kind of like the guy you see at DMV. You don't like him. He's always complaining about something else. But when you look at him at the end of the day, he somehow not only has been efficient, but they've pounded your tushy. Or taken a lot of your money to re-register your car. 2nd and 5 as we start the last quarter. Morris off tackle left from the 44. Hit by Okowitz at the 46. Gain of 2, and the clock marches on. So 3rd and 3. Robinson. Short cross. Sims to throw it. He's chased, and Dexter Manley will blindside him for a loss of 8. And so it's 3 and out for the Giants, and the sellout crowd here at the Meadowlands watching the World Series on television will boo Sims. So Manley gets his first sack of the game and his 8th of the year. And that was the magic word setting off a car alarm behind me. Landetta, with a win behind him now, will punt. And the Redskins are chased back inside their 15. And he's hit at the 15 by Kennard, or the 14. So Washington trails by 17. 13:34 to go in regulation time. 1st and 10. Monk on a medium out. Giants blitz. Schrader has time. He goes to the tight end Didier instead. Or Warren, pardon me, and it's a gain of 16. So this time the second read was right, and Don Warren has his first catch, and Andy Hedden has his first tackle. Rogers. Trap left from the 27. Goes across into secondary. First down and more. Kennard with the tackle at the 39. Gain of 12. And so that's what the Redskins have to do. Didier and Orr are your tight ends. Medium slant to Art Monk, and the flag is down.
False start. Offense. Number 68. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
So 1st and 15. Giants win. Will be Miami, Houston from Miami, and the Cowboys and the Giants. Because Dallas is flirting with a wild card spot too. At 4 and 4. Gary Clark. A long slant. Schrader to throw. Trying to gamble here. He throws. Clark's going to get it. 35. He's hit for a gain of 32. George Martin just shaking off the cobwebs. Clark, 5 catches for 121. First down for Washington on the Giant 34. How you doing, NBA star? Can you imagine that night in '86 with smartphone? Yeah. Oh, my God. They always talked about it. I remember when the Cardinals were in the '87 series, that the Blues were playing at the same time in one of those games, and there just would be a little scrum down in the corner trying to get the puck out, and the place would absolutely erupt. It's because the Cardinals were doing something. So, yeah, graduated from Oklahoma State is a kind word. Rogers. Off tackle left. He played his college ball in South Carolina. He gets it across to 30. A good run. Williams with the tackle after a gain of 8. Spotted at the 26. 2nd and 2 for Washington. 31-14 Giants. 4th quarter. Monk. Medium cross. Schrader to throw. Giants blitz. Schrader waits. Dumps it down to Rogers, and Rogers got a gain of 14. 1st and 10 on the 12. And they'll slide down to a 2 running back set. Bryan and Griffin. Didier, Warren, and Clark is a lone tight end. 4th Street football, I know that some people have tried it. Higher ground is the master of the card and dice game. Off tackle left for Keith Griffin from the 12. He gets it to the 10, and he's hit by Leonard Marshall at the 6 for a gain of 6. So Washington, as we say, is matriculating the ball down the field, 2nd and 4. Badagenic is now the 2, is in the backfield with Bryant. 2nd and 4. Bryant will try a sweep to the left. 2 tight ends has it at the 12. He gets to the 5. He gets a first down. Martin's back, and he's hit at the 2. 1st and goal from the 2. So a good drive from the Redskins. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the 4th Street Hockey has been featured by ID. Did a couple good videos on that. George Rogers now in the game. Fullback dive, 2 tight end set, handoff from Schrader, and the Giants stop him. At the 1, Taylor on delayed blitz, and Jerome Sally with a tackle. Anything with anything with a lot of math. And Spicer says, always like watching John Riggins in Washington. Yep, I bet that would be good. Riggins is long gone by 86. First or second and goal from the 1. This time it's Keith Griffin. He'll go on a dive, and Griffin will score. So the Redskins score 9 plays, 86 yards, and 4:17 off the clock. And right now, it's an 11-point game. So here it is again. Peter Griffin with the score. So 7 carries, 20 yards. The Redskins have run it 32 times for 134. Extra point from Zendejas is good. So, 9:17 left in regulation time. The Giants 31, the Redskins 21. Eric is going to do a 4th Street baseball video soon. That kind of looks a bit like the Sherco baseball. McConkey is back deep on his 8. Collins and Miller are on the 15. And 5 yards deep, they're not going to risk it, and the Giants will take over from their own 20. As I said, 9:17 left, 31-21 Giants. Morris will start this with a sweep to the near side, and he gets it to the 25 before Vernon Dean can make the tackle. 2nd and 5. Morris 65 yards on 18 carries. And the Giants really just want this clock to tick, tick. And in the crowd to keep hearing, "Let's go Mets." Don't you wish that Dave Gardner was here? He'd have it right today. Off tackle left for Rousson to the near side. He gets across to the 27, a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 3, and we'll be under 8 minutes at the next snap. Oh, it's based on the count of the batter. Okay. Short slant to Bavaro on 3rd and 3. And Bavaro's got it. There's a flag down. He's hit at the 38 by Green. And what's the flag?
Offsides.
It won't matter. It's a free play, and so they'll take the result of the play.
Penalty.
Grant was not offside, and the clock, however, stops with 7:48 to go. So Bavaro made the 13-yard catch, 4 catches for 63. Sims is 13 of 18 for 179. A 10-minute ticker? Oh, my goodness. Hal and ID. Well, if we can get Gorbachev and Reagan in the same room together, I suppose we could do Hal and ID. Morris will sweep it to the far side from the 40-yard line. Got a block into the secondary, 1st down. Daniels with the tackle, but not before Morris got a gain of 12. So Calvin Daniels with 6 tackles. The Giants have run it 31 times for $125. The 10-minute ticker to give the Mets score. They won the damn series, okay? The Mets win. Orozco got strike 3. Throw your fingers in the air and break the heart of this 14-year-old child again. Here's Rousson. Trap right from the 48, and he tries to go to the right sideline. He'll get 2. Grant with a tackle. And the Giants, their clock. The clock is their best friend. We do enough advertising for other games. So here's Morris. Off tackle right to the near side, or far side from the 46. He's hit at the 40 for a gain of 6. And with 6:18 to go, the Giants just in no hurry. And they lead by 10, but it's not over. So on 3rd and 2, They'll go to a 2 tight end set. Carthon back in the ball game. Trap right for Carthon from the 40. He has the first down, and he's over the 35 and hit at the 33. So, again, the Giants just kind of cruising around the swaths of New Jersey in their hovercraft and in no hurry here. Morris on a trap right from the 33. He is hit at the 34 by Daniels. Washington keyed him, 2nd and 11. So the Giants really don't need to score again. What they want is that clock off the board, and they've taken 4:25 off it. Mo, trap left from the 34. He is hit by Manley at the 30, and it's 3rd and 7. And we'll go under 4 minutes. And yep, that is Harry Carson. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to throw to him. Short cross to Harry Carson. He's eligible. Sims throws. Carson has it for a first down and a gain of 10. And the Giant fans, already delirious with the Mets winning the World Series, have their Schaefers in hand and having a great old time. Mr. Brody for a walk. All right, well, thanks for joining us, Eric. That or any Ohio State victory over Michigan. That someone keeps wanting me to play but won't put up the money to do it. And I'm not talking about Mr. Delaware. 1st and 10 for the Giants, 3:32 to go. Carthon, trap left from the Washington 20, brought down by Manley at the 17, and we continue to clock the run. 2:50 to go. Nope, they couldn't make the stop. If Harry Carson is catching balls, you know you're in trouble. But Washington will be 6-1-1 if this result holds. They have a toughie against Minnesota next week. Morris, off tackle right from the 17, hit by Mann for a loss of 1. But we go to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go in this one. From the 18, it's 3rd and 8. So a 3 wide receiver set. Galbraith. Short little dumper in the flat near side. Sims rolls the wrong way. He checks it down, and there's a flag down.
Pass interference, defense.
Oh, it's on Okowitz.
Number 52, automatic, first down.
Well, no, it's on someone else, but Lionel Manuel was screaming for pass interference. He touched my Tukey. He touched my Tukey, and he touched his Tukey. 1st and goal from the 10. So Morris and Carthon back in the game. 1st and goal. Carthon trap left from the 10. He is hit by Butts at the 7. Will Washington call time? Yes, they do. So the Giants will continue to play it honestly. Lots of you in today that normally aren't here. Thanks so much for watching. The Giants are going to go to 6-2. Washington 6-1-1. 2nd and goal. Morris on a dive from the 7. He gets it to the 5. Coffee with a tackle. Gain of 2. Timeout Washington. 3rd and goal. 1:41 to go. Again, 2 tight end set. Carthon. 1 timeout left for Washington. Trap left. Carthon from the 5. He gets it to the 2 before Manley can make the stop. Long drive for the Giants. Clock is running. 4th and goal. And the Giants are just going to run a play. Full house backfield. Galbraith is the other running back. Carson and Zeke Mowat are your wings. Tony Galbraith. Fullback dive. They just want this clock to run. give to Galbraith, and the Redskins will knock him down at the 3 with 51 seconds to go. But Washington is trapped 97 yards, 1 timeout, and they need the ball twice. So head out of bounds time. Medium out, Art Monk. 1st and 10. Schrader from his end zone throws, and Monk has it. There's a flag down at the 25.
Personal foul. Offense, number 66.
Oh, and it's on Joe Jacoby before the play. And so not only no catch, but the Redskins with 39 seconds left, or back. I don't know if they had the teams. They played Clemson that year, right? So 1st and 12 from the Washington 1. Bryant on a screen from his own end zone, and that's incomplete. And so there's 29 seconds to go. 2nd and 12. And I think the Redskins are just going to say, we're done. Hand it off to Kelvin Bryant on a dive one more time. He does get out of the end zone. He's hit at the 6. And that will be the football game. The Giants have done an impressive job here. They had lost 2 games this year. The Redskins had not lost. And the Giants are going to go to 6-2. They have beat the Washington Redskins 31-21. So the Redskins had 412 net yards. They had it in the red zone 7 times and only scored twice. The Giants just gave you Giant football all the way through. Smash mouth and efficient. The only score in the 4th quarter was Griffin on a 1-yard run early on to make it at least reasonable for the Redskins. Injuries, Howard is out 8 weeks and Jim Burt is out 3. So Howard would be back for the playoffs. The MVP is going to be Phil Simms. He went 14 for 19, 189, 3 touchdowns and a sack. They ran the ball efficiently. They threw the ball efficiently. Gary Reasons recovered the fumble for a touchdown. He had 9 tackles. Lawrence Taylor had the lone sack. Collins and Williams were the interceptions. Green had 9 tackles for Washington. Manley had the sack. And the Giants just didn't turn it over. So there you have it. The final score. The Giants 31. The Redskins 21. And so next week it'll be Houston and Miami and the Cowboys and the Giants on this channel for football week 9. So we start the second half of the season next week. Thanks for being with us on this Friday afternoon. Baseball the next 2 days at noon for World Series pre-play game 5. The Nationals have a chance to wrap it up. They lead 3-1. Max Scherzer versus Garrett Cole. And then Sunday, that 60s tournament, the 68 Tigers are at the 69 Orioles. Have yourself a great Friday afternoon. We'll talk to you soon.